jump into my next topic here, just a prelude, and then we'll take the break and get into the meat of it.
Okay.
There is a science story in the news this week. You'll not see it on Drudge or Fox News or anywhere else. This is absolutely shocking. It's shaking the scientific world. They don't know what to do with this. You know, because you remember when I talked about a few years ago when my precious sister-in-law went on to be with the Lord.
Yes.
She died of cancer. She was cremated. And I talked about how the offer was made to turn her cremated remains into a diamond.
Mm-hmm.
A diamond which you could put on a ring or wear around your neck or whatever. And I was listening to this person explain this to me, and I said, "Wait a minute, back this truck up a little bit. You mean to tell me that?" And they said it'll only take 2 weeks. I said, "You mean to tell me you can make a diamond in 2 weeks? You know, it's just a piece of glass, right?" No. It's an actual diamond. It's a real diamond. You can make a real diamond. It takes millions of years to make, and tremendous heat and pressure to make a diamond. And no. It doesn't actually take that long. We do use tremendous pressure, but it only takes us 2 weeks. And this is a real thing. You can Google this. You can turn your cremated remains of your loved ones into a diamond in 2 weeks, right? It does not take millions or billions of years to make diamonds. You know, we've talked about this before,
yes.
right?
Yes, we have.
So there's a story out this week, and I don't know, I'm looking at the clock here. Do you want to take a break here? Because there's another similar story here that I'm not going to have time to get into here.
Yeah. Can you tease it? Do you have the headline of it, the title, or something like that? Or would
there is another group of things out there that they're finding that supposedly take millions, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of years to create by natural processes. It turns out, no, not so much.
Turns out, no, not. You mean they're rewriting the story of evolution yet
they're
again?
Rewriting it again?
Again? It's like, I can't believe they're admitting
there goes
it.
that cocktail waitress again.
Well, the reason they have to rewrite it is because, you know, the Bible is getting more and more clear, and it's making evolution look stupid.
Yeah.
So they have to rewrite it.
Absolutely. That's what it is. Let's take a time out, folks. We're going to be back in about 2.5 minutes. Give us 2.5 minutes. We'll be back. Mike Shoesmith, Zev Porat, Carl Gallups, Freedom Friday, live, 1330 WEBY. Don't go anywhere. You might miss something profound. Right. Well, I just Zev and Mike are talking on the phone. I'm across the room at the coffee pot, and we're just having a good old party here. And Mallory's screaming and hollering, "Hey, idiot! We're on the air! Get back!" And so I just slid into my chair, hung up on Mike and Zev, and here we are live by the skin of my chinny chin chin. It's so good to have you back. Freedom Friday, Carl Gallups, 1330 WEBY. We're broadcasting live today. Let's go right back to the phone lines because Mike Shoesmith, you dropped us off right there in with a cliffhanger. So continue on with your conversation about evolution and its continually unfolding story. So evolution is evolving. Think about that.
It's evolving, yes. It's evolving, and they don't know what to do about it, because when you hear about fossils, it's generally within the context of hundreds of thousands or millions of years, right?
Yes.
Fossils.
Yes.
Indeed, but there was a recent article, Carl. Let me get this article. This article is up on the Freedom Friday Facebook page right now. It's at newatlas.com, and they report in that article on lab-made fossils, just like the diamond, right? And the article began with, quote, "Fossils are certainly fascinating, but they do take rather a long time to form," unquote. It later adds, "Over the course of anywhere from tens of thousands to millions of years, the bones turn to stone," right? Unquote. But what did the lab-made fossils really demonstrate? It showed it doesn't take millions of years to form fossils, right? Scientists were able to make fossils from fresh specimens. Get this now. From fresh specimens, Carl, in less than in just 24 hours, in one day. All it took was the right conditions, mostly heat and pressure. Scientists are hoping these quick-forming fossils will help them discover more about fossils. But what's interesting about this, Carl and Dev, is that these lab-made fossils are virtually identical to naturally forming fossils. Even when the scientists looked at them under a scanning electron microscope, and scientists found that some of the same features in the fossils as that they found in natural ones, like melanosomes. These are the structures that contain melanin and give feathers and skin their color, right? And the article also notes that, quote, less stable materials like proteins and fatty tissues, get this now, they don't show up in real fossils, but they weren't present in the synthetic fossils either. This research, Carl, is absolutely fascinating. It points towards something creationists have been saying for decades. You and I have been saying this for 10 years now. It doesn't take long ages to form fossils.
Right.
Under the right conditions, which the flood of Noah's time would have created, fossils can form quickly. In fact, these scientists have just shown, Carl, it only takes a day. And remember, to make a fossil requires a catastrophic event. The plant or animal needs to be covered quickly to be preserved. So there's a lot going on in this scientific article. I've added my commentary to it here, obviously. But there's a couple of things that they've actually proven scientifically here. One is it doesn't take millions or thousands or hundreds or even, it doesn't even take 2 days to make a fossil. It only takes a day to make a fossil. And of course, the whole world was submerged under how many billions or trillions of tons of water, Carl, for an entire year, right? Isn't that right? The flood took over a year to recede.
Yes.
And what else
Correct.
did they prove? Have they now just proven the flood? Have they now just proven the flood of Noah here, Carl?
I would think that they have. I know that the fossils themselves prove the flood of Noah.
Right. Well, I mean, that's basically what I had to say about that one. What do you think, Zev?
Yeah, that's why they find fish fossils in the Himalaya mountains, because of the flood. I think that, he who sits in heaven laughs. That's what the Bible says, right?
Yeah. And I'm down in Peru a lot, and they have uncovered there. I mean, they've uncovered fish skeletons, sharks' teeth on the top of the Andes, in Peru, and it's just unbelievable. I mean, the whole earth. The earth itself tells the story. The earth is like a witness. It's like a gospel tract. I mean, it's just when you open up the earth and start doing excavation, you run into archaeological discoveries, you run into fossil discoveries, and the fossils all over the world tell this story that something huge happened worldwide that dispersed all kinds of animals and plants in various layers and locations, some of them where they shouldn't even be. And apparently at one time, because Mike, how does a fossil form? It's catastrophic burial. If I die out in the woods and nobody ever finds me, I am not going to turn into a fossil, because it wasn't a catastrophic burial.
Won't.
But if a volcano erupts while I'm in the woods and instantly covers me in volcanic material, I could become a fossil.
That's why in Israel they're finding near the Dead Sea fossils, because we know that with Sodom and Gomorrah over there, they're finding fossils till today, more and more.
Right.
It just proves it.
Yeah. So this is astounding stuff, Mike. Well, I love the way about every other week you bring one of these stories to us right out of the headlines.
It's ramping up.
Yeah, and these stories are in the scientific journals. I mean, they're not on back channels conspiracy sites or anything. These are in the major mainstream back channel. I mean, major mainstream not back channel, but scientific sites and mainstream media. And I guess they're just delusional. They don't even realize what they're admitting in these stories.
Well, when the scientists do it, it's okay. When they can float metal objects in a lab, that's great. That's awesome because they do it. But when they read in the Bible that God did it thousands of years ago, that's nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to divorce themselves from God all the time. They just can't.
Yeah. That's it. It all started in the garden, which is ground zero, which connects with Jerusalem and Israel of today. And it all makes sense when you read that book, doesn't it, Mike?
It does. Absolutely. Gods of Ground Zero, get yours now.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for being here. That's Mike Shoesmith. And folks, we're going to take time.
American Survival Wholesale is proud to sponsor this ministry and their efforts to shed light on the issues that face our nation. As a veteran and Christian-owned and operated company, we support the freedom to express these Christian principles. We all understand the importance of being prepared. After witnessing the devastation of Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and the wildfires that affected so many, please support this ministry by clicking on the link below and check out the amazing alt media package for our listeners. Plus, if you use the promo code PNN Radio, that's PNN Radio, you will receive free shipping, a savings of up to $200. Just click on the link below, but please do it today. Your support means so much to this channel.